Hey, what's up, guys? This is going to be a pretty straightforward video, like the title probably says that you've seen. Unboxing of the new Geissele Super Duty 11.5 inch upper. I will kind of run through, obviously, what's in the box and what you get, as well as why I made the decision to purchase this upper myself. So, if probably most of you ordered around Black Friday, you know there was a pretty major delay in most orders, especially of the uppers. There was a issue, I believe, with possibly the finishing on some of the rail systems and things like that. And Geissele was pretty straightforward up about it after a while and explained why and what was going on. They eventually got everybody's uppers out to them, and from what I understand, they probably included, or they said they were going to include something in the box that was going to make up for it. So I guess we'll see that in a minute. But I purchased this upper actually to replace my upper that I use on my duty rifle currently for law enforcement. There's two uppers you're seeing on the table right now, the new Super Duty and obviously a URGI. I've had the URGI for quite some time. I use it primarily just for personal recreational shooting. Really like the upper so far. It's been awesome. I've probably got maybe 600 to 700 rounds to it so far, so nothing crazy, but so far it seems solid. Haven't had any bending issues, and I have ran a maul on it, but I have not thrown it down, so I can't speak for that testing. But basically, I'm just keeping that up there for comparison purposes as we go along. I opened the main box, but that's it. So obviously, the hat that Geissele usually includes, it's going to come in there. Their sticker pack and all the fun stuff that Geissele likes to send out. I've got too much of now, honestly. I also ordered two safety selectors. The new Posi Snap. I've got one ambi and one just standard. Standard because that's what we require on our duty weapons. We're not allowed to run ambi safety selectors, so I'll be installing those later. And Geissele's new coffee they've been including with pretty much almost every order. So that obviously covers the stuff that comes in the box with the upper. Box is, as you can see, not as impressive or detailed as the URGI box, but that's all right. It's just a box. On the back, it covers the specifications and also has your NFA disclaimer warning, as this is not a 16-inch upper. Opening the box, mine was packaged by MC. It says it should have the upper receiver, charging handle, bolt carrier group, and another swag pack. So let's take the upper out here for a second and set it aside. I think these are just going to be fillers. Yeah, those are just fillers. Filler. Nothing on that side. There's the additional swag pack. And I'm assuming probably the bolt carrier group. So we'll just get the box out of the side, or off to the side. Go ahead and open the bolt carrier group first here. The bolt carrier group is, this is the RE-BCG, which is the reliability enhanced bolt carrier group from Geissele that they began offering. It's, from what my understanding is, a pretty rock solid mil-spec bolt carrier group. However, it's nano coated in their special coating. It's made from mil-spec 8620 steel. It's obviously properly torqued and staked. Chrome lined gas key, and the cam pin is machined. So should be a rock solid bolt carrier group. The one I had prior, which is not the nano coated reliability enhanced bolt carrier group, has functioned fine ever since. I've had the URGI, no issues there. So it's obviously sealed up. That off to the side. I'm not exactly sure why it says this, or if you're going to be able to probably make it out on camera, but it says this is Cadillac Products Packaging. I don't know if the camera's picking that up or not, but it's kind of interesting. It's sealed up in that. open the upper here, see what it looks like. It's also sealed once again. And it also says the Cadillac Packaging Products Company. I don't know if that could just be the company who makes it. It's just weird it says Cadillac, I think. But anyway, it's also sealed. And from what I understand, Geissele put whatever they put extra into this package. So I'm assuming these patches and stickers should be standard. Super Duty, 2 patches, Velcro, obviously. Sticker, your data book that they usually include with most upper receivers and rifles. And this is probably what I'm assuming they're talking about. So I know the Geissele 20% I think comes with most orders now. I could be wrong, most larger orders. I could be wrong about that, but that's what I've seen on forums and stuff. But they offered a 35% off, which I'm going to blur that out. They offered a 35% off coupon code. So that's pretty cool. It says the dude appreciates your patience. Big Lebowski. Gotta love that. All right. We'll go ahead and open up the upper real fast. Vacuum seal just let out. The way Geissele explained this on their video when they launched all this is that this black was going to not be standardized to what you typically see on most rifles. It was going to be a little bit different color, maybe a little bit shinier, higher gloss. That kind of had me worried in a way, just because I don't know why. I'd just rather it just be mil-spec looking black, but to me it doesn't look that much different. In fact, I'll roll in the upper receiver real fast that I'm replacing, which is this guy. I've already pulled most of my stuff off. I have a Surefire suppressor I run, and I also have a Cloud Defense optimized weapon light, the OWL, that I typically run on here. And this was started off its life as a Mark 18 upper Daniel Defense, and it still has obviously the 10.3 inch barrel with the Cloud Defense rail. Like this setup a lot so far. Honestly, the only reason why I'm going away from it is because I wanted a little bit extra real estate to be able to mount things. I actually have a mall on the way, and as soon as the Cloud Defensive rain drops, I will for sure pick one of those up, and that'll be the white light that I run. But I wanted a little bit of extra real estate for the mall once I get it on here. Plus, as much as I have never really had any issues with the 10.3 inch system, I've heard numerous different reviews and individuals that I highly trust talk about how much more reliable and efficient the 11.5 inch barrels are. And I actually recall Lucas from T-Rex Arms mentioning in a video he did with Grand Thumb, he stated that if Geissele or anybody else would just come out with a 11.5 inch upper and a rail to match it, he would be a 100% customer, and I understand what he means. So that's actually where I'm at. As soon as I saw this rail or this upper receiver group drop, that was my first thought. So this is the upper it's going to be replacing, but as you can see, it's really not, in my opinion, that much different looking. I don't know how much the camera and lighting is picking that up, but it doesn't look a lot different. And just for fun, since we have it here, this is a registered SBR, obviously. So real fast. You can see that's a Rainier Arms lower receiver. But you can see that, in my opinion, from what I'm seeing here, I don't know what it looks like on camera, it's very, very close. Not enough to bug me. Half the time I paint my guns anyway, but this one I'll keep black. Obviously, we'll be switching the optics over, and I'm actually considering even probably switching the charging handle just because I have the Raptor SD, which if you've shot one of these, it's not the most substantial difference, but this is also a very violent system, the 10.3-inch upper, especially this is the original Daniel Defense Mark 18 barrel. I got this barrel probably, I'd say, 8 years ago, probably. So this is the one with the larger gas port, and it absolutely has a little bit of blowback whenever you run it suppressed. So the SD, I think, helped a little. Nothing crazy. It's not groundbreaking or anything, but it definitely helped a little bit. So I'll probably just switch that over to the Geissele since I'm going to be running it suppressed as well. I'll be running a T2 on the Knight's Armament mount. I also run a EOTech 3x magnifier flipped aside, obviously mounted up on the back rail section here to co-align with the T2. It is a really awesome setup of an optic. That mount looks really beefy and heavy, but in reality, it's really actually not that bad. I weighed them out. I don't remember the exact difference. I took some pictures and put them on my Instagram account, but the difference was very, very minimal between this and, say, a ADM co-witness, 1/3 co-witness height. So, or excuse me, mount. So it's been a really awesome optic setup so far for me, as I like a little bit more heads-up shooting, and also if you're running any type of night vision equipment, it helps clear it pretty easy. In my opinion, people who have the mindset of buying a mount this high to run, let's just say like a PVS 14 or whatever, device you're using on a helmet-mounted setup, and actually look through and see, aim with the red dot, it's not as practical as what you think. In my opinion, if you're going to run night vision, you need a IR laser, IR illuminator. It's by far the best setup to go with, but it is still nice having your optic set up a little bit higher for any type of equipment you may need to clear. Once obviously you have your sights on here, the sights actually co-witness through the bottom. So it's a pretty nice setup because our department does require, the department I work for, obviously the use of backup sights in case the primary optic fails or goes down. So, but this is the upper I'll be replacing. So this will come off and optics will come off and we'll go on there once we get past this video. Comparison to the URGI. I guess I'll go ahead and open up the bolt carrier group as well. Again, I don't know how much the camera's picking this up, but you can see Geissele Automatics, I believe it says. Excuse me, Geissele, the RE BCG. Take our So I'll leave it in its factory configuration here for a minute. With the bolt carrier group. And we'll go ahead and check weight real fast. I know everybody's going to wonder about that, even though it's on their website, but just so everybody sees it actually at home on a scale. Looks like it's right at 3 pounds, 13 ounces, 3 pounds, 14 ounces, roughly in there. That's obviously complete upper. I would compare it to the URGI, but obviously it's got quite a bit more stuff on it right now, so that's not going to be a fair comparison, plus different barrel length. obviously. So I think the biggest difference in these two uppers is going to be, one, the barrel, obviously, 14.5 inch to 11.5 inch. Also the maker, because Geissele is now producing all of their own barrels in-house. The barrel that comes with the new URGI is an 11.5 inch. It is a chrome hammer forged, check, cold hammer forged, chrome lined, 1 in 7 twist barrel. I don't know if they actually advertised their gas port size. I'd have to check into that, and if I do, I'll add it in the description. I don't remember, but from what I understand, it should be pretty standard, I think. But that is obviously made in-house at Geissele, whereas to the barrel on the URGI is going to be the Daniel Defense. And I believe, if I remember correctly, the specs on it are just the 14.5 inch, again, cold hammer forged. It'll be your standard low spec gas tube, 5.56, 14.5 inch barrel. So the URGI does come with the awesome 4-prong, high sought after, pay crazy prices for it. The Super Duty comes with a standard 3-prong. I will say, I don't know if there's anything that reason why specifically Geissele went with this muzzle device, but I'm a big fan of the War Comp. I would have probably rather had a War Comp on there, and it may be something that I swap out in the future, even though I run suppressed most of the time. But I actually do really like the War Comp, just the way that it handles recoil a little bit different. It's nothing, again, groundbreaking, but if you can have one little advantage, why not? So then another big difference, even though the rail system looks very similar, as you can see, flip this one over as well. And it's maybe kind of hard to show you, but I'm going to show you the difference. But if you look at the top, and I'm hoping I'm getting this, if you look at the top where the rail and the upper come together, it's just the rail and the upper. There's just a smooth meeting line where they come together, and that's that. Still a rock solid system. I've not had any issues, like I said, with it, but with the new 11.5 inch Super Duty, or I believe any of the Super Duty uppers, it is not indexed. So essentially, obviously, that is going to keep that from rotating at all. I don't know if Geissele was experiencing issues with this rail system rotating. I'm not sure where the change or the idea for the change came from. I have been on the forums a little bit, and I've seen a couple things, but nothing that I can speak rock solid of. So with that being said, though, that is a difference, and I do feel like that will probably add some anti-rotation properties as far as if you run into that issue, but I can't imagine that on a Geissele rail system. So obviously the gas block is their bomb-proof installation, so everybody pretty much for the most part I think is familiar with that. It does come with the airborne charging handle like I mentioned earlier, but I will probably most likely switch out to the SD. But I made this video just because I haven't seen anybody actually make any of these videos yet, and I haven't even honestly seen this upper posted too much. I did see that there was a gentleman who posted a Super Duty full complete rifle in OD green, and it was pretty interesting. I'm not trying to jump to any conclusions or anything yet, as I want to see more pictures and things like that, but it was very lime green, very lime green. It was not the OD green that we all know from Geissele, and so I actually almost went green, and I'm glad I didn't. I also almost went with the DDC, and I'm kind of glad I didn't. I think the big thing that I wasn't too fond of with that on the Super Duty upper is that if you order the rail system in DDC or OD green or whatever the color gray as far as the name goes, that was the color of the entire upper. And I'm just kind of more of a fan of a standard black upper. And then if you want that different color offset rail system, then to me, yeah, that looks way better. So just personal preference. Obviously, some guys are building a full OD green rifle, or they're building a full DDC rifle, so obviously that would fit better. But for what I typically build all my rifles to is either one solid color, or I like the upper receiver, to still remain black. But like I said, I just want to get some exposure to this upper, since no one really has posted a whole lot about it. Probably primarily because a lot of people haven't got their orders. Again, I placed mine the day before Black Friday, and I received this actually yesterday, which I'm filming this on February 6th. So I got this on February 5th, and I held off on opening it just to try to make this video. And again, get some exposure to some people who are kind of considering this upper. The upper is also team marked, even though you may not be able to see it. They just don't have them actually whited in. So you can see they are team marked though. But again, this was just kind of giving an idea of what's in the box, especially if you're one of the guys who was held up and did not actually get your stuff for quite a while. I'll go ahead and just, for fun, throw this together for you. It'll obviously be a lot more fun to see it once it has all the other things I'm going to add on it, but that is the configuration I will run it. Plus optics, plus suppressor, all that fun stuff. My maul is actually not here yet. I'm still waiting on it. I ordered it like a week ago, and I know they say it's like 6 to 8 weeks wait right now on the maul, which is crazy to me. It's such a expensive item, and yet they can't keep them in stock, so that kind of, I guess, speaks for itself. But I do run night vision equipment primarily for personal use more than anything else. However, though, if the use were to arise in my job, I obviously would have it. Plus, just not to mention, anybody who doesn't understand night vision probably just hasn't used it, because one, it's extremely cool, and two, it provides a extreme advantage over an enemy if you have one. But either way, it's definitely well worth the investment. So if you guys have any questions, I don't know what they would be. This is a pretty straightforward video, or want to see anything, I post stuff on my Instagram quite often. On there, it is _problemprone_. You can shoot me a question or whatever else, and I can take some pictures for you if you want to see another angle, or if you want to see anything detailed further. Also, I'll have probably completed pictures of the rifle after I get it all done and put together, if you're interested in seeing that. And again, for more content, I will probably be posting more videos like this as I continue to get items and continue on my my hobby. And if you would like to see anything, I don't mind spending my money to show somebody else. So shoot me a message and I will gladly do so. Thanks for watching, and I would highly probably recommend, even though I have not shot this, that actually will be a video coming up, is I will probably do some testing as far as accuracy goes. Now, I don't know for sure if I'll throw anything like greater than a 3x, like say a 4x, or 1-4 or 1-6. I will probably just stick with my T2 with the EOTech 3x, because that's how I'm going to be running it in the field, and we'll see what kind of shot groups we can get out of it with that. I might later on down the road, if I for some reason were to have enough people ask me about it, throw a 1-6 on there. But my guess is one of the more known influencers will probably have made a video by then, I would think. And they usually do some really good content, some I can speak of specifically, where they will do some great accuracy and ballistics testing. So this is just kind of jump out of the gate, because like I said, I just kind of still surprised I have not seen anything on these yet. One thing I forgot to mention on the rail too, not to go back too far out of play, is this one does have an anti-rotation feature. It's just built in the lower side. And again, I don't know if they were having issues with that, or if maybe this was an easier way to manufacture this. I'm not sure, but they did switch over to that and may have made it a little bit cleaner. You can tell it doesn't have obviously as much bulk down here, and yet it still has the same anti-rotation properties with the tab being incorporated in flush like that. So I forgot to mention that earlier. Apologize. But either way, like I said, if you guys have any questions, just shoot me a message and I'll do my best to answer anything I can for you. Thanks for watching.